And welcome to the Monday night edition of Sports Tonight. It feels so good to be here with you to take you on a trip across the money spinning world of sport. My name is Yemi Adebayo. There's so much to talk about on the show tonight. Tomorrow is the big one. The Super Eagles will be involved. We'll be trying to seal a place in the last round of the qualifiers for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. We'll be talking about that on the show tonight and a whole lot of other things in the interesting world of sport. My name is Yemi Adebayo. Let me quickly bring you into all of these things, all of these issues tonight. There's a lot to talk about, and we want you to be involved right from the start. Just tell us what you think we should be talking about. Tell us your comments, your contributions, every other thing that you want us to know on the show. Well, you can get across to us on Facebook. That's it on your screen. It is Channels-Sports. You can also do that on Twitter. It is at Channels_Sports. You can also tweet at that handle you have on your screen, Yemi Adebayo 20. Okay, all our top stories can also be found when you go to channelstv.com. You can get all our top stories on right there on our website, channelstv.com. You can also view us live when you click m.channelstv.com. You can view us live on your mobile devices, if it is iPad, iPhone, and BlackBerry. Also, you can look us up on YouTube. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Okay, so do all of that and be part of what we're doing here on the show tonight. Let me quickly introduce my partner that starts off the show with me, the news editor. I'm going to get it right, and I did. News editor of Sporting Life, Onyenwuchi Nwachukwu. It's a pleasure to have you with us this Monday evening.
Thanks for having me, Yemi.
But there's a lot to talk about, but what got you talking over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? A lot of sporting events, one or two tragic events across the globe, but some things that could also make you smile. But what got you talking?
Well, like you said, starting from Friday, the Super Eagles played in faraway Swaziland, a goalless draw. You know, a lot of people were not satisfied with the result
and the performance.
Considering the lowly rated nature of the opponents. But you see, I think it's better than even losing.
Yeah.
Because there was this slight possibility that we could have lost the game. So I think they're still all to play for the second half. I mean, the second leg. Then, just a few hours later, after that game, the unthinkable happened in France. And we don't like talking about this, but you see, our heart goes out to 129, people that lost their lives. And it could have been more tragic for football because we learned that one of the terrorists tried gaining entry into
while the friendly between France and Germany was going on,
and
the French president was
right there
in the stadium,
and it could have been worse. The magnitude would have been unthinkable if that had happened. But for those that lost their lives, we join everybody, well-meaning human beings around the world to express our sympathy, and we pray. See, terrorism has become a global issue, and you see, we must not wait until it happens, to us. Everybody must have one role or the other to play.
It's a common enemy.
Yes. Then, of course, Enyimba,
deservedly so.
Deservedly, they won it last 2 weekends ago, and they were crowned yesterday. And a whole lot of stories coming out of there. The chairman, revealing that he was under pressure, that if they don't put certain things in place, he could resign, and all those things. And of course, the qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers in South America, the biggest one was the one between Argentina and Brazil, the Euro qualifiers, and a whole lot of sporting activities.
The Euro qualifiers takes an interesting dimension now with what happened in France. A lot of people are already calling for France to give up the hosting rights. We'll talk about that much later on the show. We'll let you listen to the people talking about telling France to give up on the hosting rights. But Onyenwuchi Nwachukwu has just set the tone for the show. He has given you an idea of what the show is going to look like tonight. All right, we talked about the Super Eagles, about them not giving us the results and the desired performance. But of course, the Super Eagles players had one or two things to say. Let's allow you to listen to them, their comments and reaction to that game, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
This is not a friendly game. This is a World Cup qualifying. And you know, we all know that we're playing against Swaziland as well. Again, on Tuesday, you know, I don't want to talk about the past game because, you know, it was a difficult game, and you know, all credit to my teammate because, you know, they did their best, but we didn't end up scoring goals. But on Tuesday, for sure, no doubt that we don't want to play 0-0 and we don't want to lose. So, you know, we're all ready to, you know, to do our best as a team first, and the attackers, they're going to do their best scoring goals as well. So, you know, we're ready. We're ready to win on Tuesday. If they're thinking of just Obafemi Martins go do it all, I think that, you know, that's not possible. You know, we're teammates, so you know, we only play as a team.
All right, welcome back. Comments from Obafemi Martins, who made his return to the Super Eagles fold in that game. But let me quickly allow you to react to some of it. He said he didn't want to talk about the last game, but of course the fans won't want to leave it at that. They want to comment about the last game. But what did you think went wrong?
Well, Yemi, I think after last Friday's game, it was a sad reminder that, you know, we don't really have the Super Eagles of our dream yet. And you see, so many things happened. You know, I've read the players complaining about poor lighting at the stadium, that they don't like playing on artificial turf, and all those complaints. And I think, you see, in African football, you don't really have an option. Apart from, you know, playing in North Africa, maybe in South Africa, where you have, you know, standard facilities, lush green pitches. In other parts of Africa, in East Africa, in West Africa, in Central Africa, you don't have the luxury of such facilities. So it now comes down to the mentality of the players.
Yeah.
You must be ready to weather the storm. You don't come to Africa and you complain about poor lighting. These things were there before that game. So I think it has to do, everything has to fall, you know, the box stops on Olise's table.
Okay.
For me, I think going into a game against Swaziland and inviting more than 15 foreign-based professionals in an era when we are complaining of, you know, lack of funds, the president of the country is preaching prudence and, you know, integrity. I think it's a waste of money.
Okay.
If you are taking more than 15 to Swaziland and all of them are involved in that game, and eventually we didn't get the desired result, then for me, it's a waste of money.
All right.
And you see, improvising, playing players out of position. Yes, Sheikh Abdullahi, when we played the two friendlies in Belgium, Yemi, against Congo DR first friendly, we had issues with injuries to key players. Obabona could not make it due to visa hitches, and Sheikh Abdullahi had to fit in to the right back. Then after that time, I felt that we have enough players in that position, natural right backs that can fit in. If they are not in Europe, we have enough of them here in Nigeria.
Okay.
And for goodness sake, we have Musa Mohammed, captain of the last Eagles,
the ones before this.
The Flying Eagles squad, and he's doing very well. I read a story about that same player when Portugal international Ricardo Quaresma, you know, even showered encomium on him when they played the friendly yesterday. So these are players that we need to inject, players who can play down wing very well, who can cross the ball,
still very young.
Box to box players. We don't need to ship players out of position. At the end of the day, we start, you know.